YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Father Dark. We out here on Christmas Eve. It's in the evening. Sorry I haven't been around lately. I've been doing some dad stuff for the last couple of days. I left you guys with a couple of those Marvel Rival What Your Mains Say About You shorts, but today we're going to be talking about something that I'm noticing is an issue in the Marvel Rivals community, because I've been no-lifing this game lately when I have been on, and I'm really enjoying it, but there's something that I noticed about with role queuing and stuff, and the fact that I think what's happening is that you have a lot of people who are just now starting to play hero shooters. They're coming from a lot of other games, and there doesn't seem to be any real understanding about the fact that this is indeed a team game, and for anybody that's listening that fully understands how all this works, you can keep listening or not, but I'll be honest with you, this is probably stuff that you're probably already going to know. So if you feel like you need to go ahead and jump to one of my other videos or something that's more relevant to you, that's up to you. But if not, I appreciate you sticking around. Nonetheless, though, for the people that this is your first time playing, a hero shooter type of game, there's just some basic stuff that you got to understand, all right? Like, you're playing a team game, and I don't really know, what the statistics are on, gamers who have ever played a team sport. And, let me just say, I get it, right? Because I'm not, a team kind of guy, like a lot of people, I feel like I can do a better job by myself. I'm a lone wolf type of person, introvert. I have a few friends, but it's a very close-knit group of friends, and this is actually one of the only games that me and my friends can actually agree on. My friends, they actually really enjoy hero shooters. They played Overwatch from the time when it first came out until this game came out. Now we've all kind of switched over to this because we feel like it's just the better version all around. I mean, obviously if I'm playing it and I'm usually a COD main kind of person, but while we're talking about COD, that's kind of one of the things I wanted to talk about, right? Is when you play something like Call of Duty, and let's just talk about ranked, for example, right? So ranked in this game and ranked in a game like COD are two completely different things. See, in Warzone, when you play ranked, everything is kind of dependent upon you. It used to be kind of based a little bit off of your team, but even still, let's say your team got deleted and you didn't feel like buying them back or being around them, whatever. Most of the time, I can just carry my team until the end of the game. I feel like I'm pretty strategic. I understand placement. I understand rotation, all that kind of stuff. I know all the metas to use and everything like that. So there was never really a time where I would just get wiped out in the beginning. I understand that when you drop in, you need to be smart about picking your engagements. I usually will get a couple of engagements, back out, third party throughout the game, and then toward the end, that's when I make sure I have good placement, let everybody do most of the heavy lifting and stuff like that for me, and I just kind of pick people off as they're coming into the zone. It was really rare that I placed anything lower than third place, even when my teammates backed out or when they got deleted and there was no buy station, whatever, or the smarter play was just not to get them back. So I'm saying that to say that in games like that where that's kind of the overall design of the ranked, you can get away with kind of being like that still, even though you're playing it and it's a team-based thing, because seldom are there solo ranks in anything really. It's usually they're going to force you to play with other people, which I really don't understand that, but still though, you can get away with like I said, lone wolfing it, right? Whereas with Marvel Rivals, you really have to understand multiple different characters, and you have to be comfortable with a lot of different characters. If you're jumping into rank and you go, well, I'm a Punisher main and that's all I know and that's all I'm going to be able to play, you're going to fail a lot, and you're just putting other people that are queuing in with you at a disadvantage. If you're only a Hella main, if you're only a whatever XYZ main, you're just making everyone's life harder because the enemy team more than likely is going to adapt. They're gonna say, okay, well, he's using this person or they're using that person. Let me switch to somebody who's like a counter character or whatever, right? And it's not even just the individual character like that you're using, in regards to what fits you best and stuff. A lot of times it's being flex all around. And when I say flex, I mean like, exactly what it sounds like, just being flexible to understand that if you load in and you see that the people have already picked DPS characters, right? Either picking a character that has a good team up ability. Like if you see there's a Punisher, yeah, you might like Mantis, but maybe Rocket is a smarter option at that point because, you're only going to buff the hell out of your Punisher. I mean, the team up literally gives him infinite ammo and a faster fire rate for a period of time, which is, you just can't really beat that in a lot of situations, especially on those maps where they kind of get funneled in and stuff like that. So there's different things that you have to understand in mechanics about the game, right? Like loading into rank and saying like I'm just gonna solo queue as Iron Man and I'm not switching for nobody and whatever. I had a match the other day where I saw these two dudes. They clearly were trying to both pick Star-Lord. Obviously, one of the guys picked Star-Lord before the other guy, and the dude that couldn't pick Star-Lord, he had no idea what to do. Bro went like 0-9 in a ranked match. Couldn't even get out of his spawn because he had no idea what to even like do, how to use the character abilities. You have to have contingencies. You have to go into quick play, go into practice, whatever that other mode is, that you basically like 2-3 minute matches where you can just kind of do whatever you want to do. But nonetheless, though, you have to go into these matches and don't figure it out in ranked. Ranked is not the place to figure it out. Okay, like that's not what you should be doing. I mean, wait, what are we doing here? And start thinking like, okay, well, hopefully my team will just figure it out and blame everybody else when you can't do anything. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that for a minute because I'm seeing so many people that they get emotionally attached to a character and it's like that's all they know. I just had two buddies get into it, like two of my friends, because one of them wanted one to switch from Iron Fist and the other one loves to play Iron Fist. Now, me personally, I didn't really care because we weren't playing rank. We don't play rank together. We only play quick play. I play rank on my own time or whatever, right? Because not everybody, rank isn't everybody's bag, whatever like that they like. So, but the thing is like I said, you're gonna run into this issue if you don't have other characters that and understand and you're able to switch to. And these are people that they're like brothers. They've been friends way longer than I've known them, and like their whole entire life pretty much. And they're sitting here really beefing over the fact that my buddy didn't want to switch from Iron Fist. So you can only imagine what it's like with people that you don't know, right? Like, and it's really like that, like in life. You know what I'm saying? You can't just imagine if everybody on a football team wanted to be the quarterback. Well, who's going to receive the ball? Who's going to protect the court? And I get it, right? Like, a lot of us have main character syndrome. A lot of us want to feel like we're the hero. They don't make movies about the random guys that Spider-Man, that are stealing the car or whatever, and Spider-Man drops down and beats them up and leaves them hanging or whatever, right? They don't show like movies about the henchmen for the villains. It's predominantly hero, villain, and even then the hero is the one that wins at the end of the day most of the times, with the exception of like Thanos or something like that. And even then, part 2, he ends up biting the dust or whatever. So I get it. Most of us load in. We see ourselves as the main character, the hero. We want to say, okay, well, I'm the one that's about to save the day. I'm going to get all the elims, and I see it even when I'm playing on teams with people. They'll be healers, and they'll be more concerned about getting eliminations as a healer. It's like, bro, just heal. It's okay. Like it's okay. This is a lot different from something like Call of Duty or any of the other like FPS games and stuff like that, where people go, hey, what's your KD? What's this? What's that? But no, there is no like real KD in this. I mean, technically there is. There's always going to be statistics, but you get what I'm saying though, right? Like realistically, in a team-based game, it's all about winning and whatever you have to do to win. People don't sit back and say, well, how many times did you block this guy, or how many times did you throw the ball and somebody caught it or whatever. They say, how many rings do you have? How many Super Bowls did you win? Like, ultimately, that's the name of the game. You're loading into ranked to rank up. If you can do excellent in a match, you can go 30 and 0, but if your team loses, you ultimately lose. It's not like Warzone where, you can jump in and you can just, pop off and your teammates did terrible the whole entire time, and you clutch the match, or you don't clutch, you get a second or third, and, you had, 15, 17 elims, and, you end up getting your SR. It does not work that way. You could go 0 and 13, and if you spent the whole entire game helping your teammates out, making choices that actually benefited them as a team collectively, you're still going to get your SR in this game. So I just want to say that, like, ultimately the point I'm making is that there's no shame in, basically kind of taking a back seat sometimes. When I play with my friends a lot, like, everybody wants to be DPS or a tank. I feel like Penny, Hawkeye, Punisher, Iron Fist, Psylocke, these are characters that people love, and they just, oh yeah, I want to get out there. I just want to start, DPSing, you know what I mean? And I usually have to be the healer, and of course I don't see very many MVPs as the healer. It happens every now and again, but for the most part, though, that's not my job. My job is to keep them alive. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm not playing with them, yeah, I'll switch over, yada, yada. But like I said, if I join into a match and nobody's picking healers, everybody wants to be tanks and DPS and stuff like that, then I switch over. And every time I do that, we end up winning, because it's the balance of things. And in this game, they don't have like a role queue where you have to, like, pick, specific, like, where there has to be balance, right? Like in Overwatch, it's 2 healers, 2 DPS, 2 tanks, or whatever. Or however they balance it out now. I haven't played the game in a while, but that's how it used to be, right? So in this one, it's left up to choice. But if you find that you're failing a lot, it's probably because, you're just not being flexible enough. You're being too persistent on having to be a particular character. Maybe you bought the skin for it, and you're just like, well, I just want to wear this and show it off. At the end of the day, nobody cares. The only thing they care about is whether you're MVP or SVP, right? Whether you're winner or you're loser at the end of the day. That's the only thing that matters. But besides that, though, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. If you don't celebrate Christmas, hope you're having a good, time off or break or whatever. But if you do celebrate Christmas, I hope you get everything that you wanted this year. I hope you have good family and friends around. If you say you don't have any friends, well, you got one here. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's Father Dark, and I will catch you guys on the next one.